All set, I take it?
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals. Trivial tasks as they may be.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies.
Ah!
Our consultations with the Loperates, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have, for the most part, been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company.
All that remains is to wait for the...
Alphino, are you there? Your special delivery has arrived.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbour. Your presence is requested, with all speed.
Now, where might this delivery be? Oh.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be...
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. What?
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Git?
Sounds like the sorry whinger.
I'll have you know, I
left you outside.
take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Hancock and Soroban.
We come bearing relics both sacred and Allegan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his array. Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid. without Dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble. Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onokoro, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease, and ordered me see the blade into your...
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time. Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary...
Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenar Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial... And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation.
We funded the venture?
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending. When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts. We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
Millions.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full. We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth Waste not.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected...
Did I not tell you I have my way?
Erenville!
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinth. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon? And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
See it! You brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
As you like as not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud Shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflop fought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astound... The clash between their machina and the Allagan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the Gobby-boons.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence.
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and as he travelled betwixt the stars, his resplendent... Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my... Ashdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough. Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited my...
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
Forget a 6% gain.
Think of how far we could go! What we could do with that much power!
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been...
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek. Yet this much is certain. The lives of each and every creature. Do you understand?
We have seen and we have felt how much...
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family. You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. It was love and happiness beyond expression. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your feet. The great Exodus would succeed, must succeed. If anything gave me pause. The Archon Louisois openly decried Charlian's policy, yet even as part of me thought him a fool. A naive hope. No, that was his doing. When he perished, as we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser. You have earned the right to walk your own path.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love.
It cannot have been an easy journey.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Amelians. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong. Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case...
If we've finished loitering about the hub,
perhaps you can spare a few words ere they...
Your assistance is appreciated.